The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Reach out, take somebody by the hand, look at them in the eyes if you can stand and look at them. If you can't look at them, look bypass them. Look up in the ceiling or look at me. Tell them you're in the right place at the right time. Thanks be unto God who giveth us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord. For greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Put those hands together. Now, as you join hands now, join heart, soul, mind, and spirit along with this choir as they lead us in our prayer. Let's pray along with the choir. Hallelujah. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Mama. Granted, Lord. Granted.
I can still hear it though.
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Pew, a place to reset with real talk, real life, and real faith. I'm super excited for today's episode. I have some of my friends, and they're here to talk to us about leadership and letters. I'm not going to introduce them. I'm going to just say their name. So when I tell y'all name, just tell them what organization you in, how long you've been in there, and then we'll jump into some conversation. So we'll start with ladies first. Kiki.
Hey, everybody. My name is Kiki. I am a part of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And it's been 10 years as November 9th, 2025.
Congratulations and happy anniversary and happy Sigma-versary.
Thank you.
We'll start with the youngest. Whoever, you only one, who's 6.
All right. What's going on, everybody? I'm Byron Bell. I'm a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And next Sunday will be a year a part of this great fraternity. So glad to be here.
And then Ronnie, whose anniversary is when?
Kappa-versary is today.
Yes,
ma'am. All right, my name is Ronnie Brown. I'm a 6-year member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the greatest fraternity in the world, and proud to be here.
Good. So listen, y'all, before we get started, before we even go any further in this conversation, stop what you're doing and share to your mama, your brother, your sister, your cousin, whomever. This is just a place where we can reset and we have real talk, real life, real conversations about just different things that goes on in and beyond the pew. And today we're gonna focus a little bit on leaderships and letters. So the first question I have for y'all is, how has your fraternity or sorority shaped your personal leadership style? Like, what did it give you when it comes to becoming a leader?
I answer. For me, confidence.
Okay.
I say that because it's a way to push support, and the support I receive from my sisterhood and my sorority and just even different auxiliaries is just, oh, you can do it. So it's an example of just stepping outside of kind of your everyday life and just doing it with somebody else. So I think confidence is a good one to say that I learned in my leadership skills.
Anybody could jump in.
Well, I would say that for me, it has given me sort of like a know what you don't know type of leadership style. I've been able to research and do more research as to the things that I don't know about, and because I've joined this fraternity, this great fraternity, I've been blessed with being able to get the skills for learning about things that I didn't know previously to what I know now.
Gotcha. For me, I would say it has, and this is probably gonna sound crazy, but it has made me be comfortable or okay with the no. And what I mean by that is, as a leader, most of the time, even before I became Greek, I was heavy, like out in the front, like doing a lot of things and leading projects, leading worship, things like that. To now, it's no longer just me. Like it's me, my brothers, and there's a bunch of us. So being in meetings and giving ideas and understanding that I may have a great idea, it may not get picked, that it's okay. That does not mean I'm not a leader. Does not mean I'm not capable of, working together. But I would say that being Greek now has made me be okay with. I can accept the no and still be productive and powerful.
Okay. So again, y'all, while y'all watching, don't just sit there. Don't just sit there. Share. Gotta combine those words together. But how has like being a part of the organization, some of the values they carry, influenced or just kind of like supported your spirituality and your leadership growth as it relates to the faith-based side?
Greater service, greater progress.
And what is that? Talk to me. What does that mean?
That is our motto. That is our mission. That is our purpose, is to serve. And I just start off of the reason why I joined Sigma Gamma Rho. That was it. That was it. Like, oh, we can serve and then we can wear these cute colors at the same time. Because before I joined Sigma Gamma Rho, I was already doing things. I was in Miss UNCF. I was on campus getting us free washes. So my hands was already in serving my community, my school community. And through my collegiate experience, it was automatically greater service, greater progress for me because there was no Sigma Gamma Rhos on my yard at the time that I was pursuing Sigma Gamma Rho. So it was also seeking the opportunity. Like there are amazing other organizations and auxiliaries that do service. But in this particular way, this was the forefront of what the mission of SG Rho was, is to serve people. I mean, we see that progress with education. I'm in the education field. I'm in the mental health field. So I'm able to lead with that. And also bringing in faith is I serve. I'm a servant of the Lord, right? So I was not just having these letters and also in leadership and ministry is I'm willing to serve and see the progress and see those fruits of what we're doing.
What about you, fella?
She just gave a handful. I ain't gonna lie. I would say, and hopefully I'm answering this correctly. when it came to deciding, my connection with my fraternity more so stems from like personal reasons, like working with youth, being a mentor, education, things like that. And most of D9 has some type of connection to education and mentorship. But I just think of some of the powerful people that growing up that were in front of me most of the were alphas. So just to continue their legacy, but also pave my own way, kind of went hand in hand. So being able to be a part of mentoring, work in education, encourage other young men to, go to college, things like that. And then most importantly, just giving back. It's bigger than me. And I think that's the part that sticks out the most is that it's not about you, but you can see so many people come together. And it's kind of hard to do that outside of organizations. Just get people to come together on one accord.
And just to piggyback on the give back, it's just been phenomenal to see, in a lot of our philanthropy efforts, seeing young men being able to go to school because of our efforts, because of our, service efforts, every year, seeing, 10 young men get scholarships. Now we're trying to build it up to more, giving out 20 scholarships this year. We do an event called Shopping with a Kappa every year to, service underprivileged kids getting, able to get a gift card to go shopping for Christmas. They can buy whatever they want to buy. So, it's just taught me more about, giving back and, without any hesitation.
So it sounds like across the board, the biggest thing that kind of merges with faith and just kind of the letters that we see is the servanthood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
being able to give back.
Yes.
Is there anything else that kind of sticks out that supports your leadership on the faith side that you got specifically from being a part of your specific organization?
What not to do.
What you mean?
When you mix sororities and fraternities and leadership, we are automatically leaders just because we wear these letters.
Okay.
Because we are on campus, making an example, being mentors, opening doors for opportunities for other people to come in right behind us, setting the mark, right? And being in these rooms and spaces, advocating that our sororities and fraternities are pushing the fact that we didn't have an opportunity for the things that we have an opportunity for now. How can I say that better? Download in me, Lord. That we didn't have privileges when these organizations started. So Sigma Gamma Rho started on the PWI campus to give women opportunity to still have collegiate education and being Black on a white campus, right? So breaking barriers in that collegiate field, right? And then now as I'm matriculated through my life and I know that ministry is important, I want to show up. And that's what it has taught me is to show up. And sometimes in our organizations, we don't have people show up for us. And we fight on the front lines so that we can get these things for our peers and just our community in general, versus in spiritual in my ministry is you don't have people show up like without begging and asking because they know it's the Lord's work. And there is a lot of connotation on is Greek organizations a spiritual led thing, or can you worship God in this space and do ministry? Yes, it's the same thing. It's just with some colors and some letters on it, and we're not preaching every day. We just doing the work.
So it's just hopefully I'm finna quote this right. If my pastor's watching, I don't forgive me, Lord.
Please don't.
So, oh Lord, no, but like whenever someone joins the church, they always ask like, "Are you willing to go, to the best of your ability when called?"
Oh, okay, that ain't the scripture.
Okay, well, not scripture. It was like more of a saying.
I was
Like,
a little nervous, but okay,
oh, no.
yeah.
And I think that's like the biggest thing when it comes to being Greek is like when there's a call, are you willing to go to the best of your ability? Like, like I said, it's bigger than you. Are you willing to drop what you want to help out a brother? Help out a sister? And outside of that, like, to be honest with you, I didn't know there was so much tension behind being Greek and being a Christian until I became Greek.
Yeah.
So it was weird that once I went over to became Greek. I don't want to say go to the other side, then they're gonna chop that up. Right. So once I became a man of Alpha, I heard like so many people just like, oh well, I denounced being Alpha because it was like coming against my spiritual belief. And I just sit back and wonder, like, how, like, what was going on that made you like feel like it was blocking you? And just like in my own like personal reflection, I come to the conclusion that most of the time it's just people who didn't have their own personal relationship with God prior to seeking out a fraternity or a sorority, that they had so much expectation that when their own expectations didn't match up to what was really the purpose of the plan, then now it's like, oh well, y'all stopped me from reaching where I want to be. And it's like, no, you didn't have that drive to be a leader prior to you put the colors on, or put the letters on. And I know for us, one of the biggest things we say in our house is it's not what you can do, it's not what Alpha can do for you, it's what you can do for Alpha. So you're supposed to be a leader before you fill out the application. You're supposed to be willing to, serve your community way before you fill out the application or attend any information, things like that. But I think a lot of time people feel like because they have as she said, the cute letters, the cute colors, they're supposed to give them so much power to be this person. It's like, you supposed to have been that beforehand. It's just helping you like connect with other people. So
I guess for me, like, it's taught me to teach, coach, and mentor more.
Okay.
Just, even in the workplace, my whole way of life is to try to teach, coach, and mentor people to try to make them better. And that is clearly reflective in how Kappa has shaped me into being this person that I am now. Like, I can teach, coach, and mentor more effectively by learning, what I've learned through this walk through Kappa. And so it's just been a rewarding experience.
And it sounds like you all have had kind of different experiences, not necessarily because of the letters you wear. So Kiki, it sounds like you pledged on a campus, undergrad, and I think y'all are grad chapters. So it looks a little different sometimes because you guys were adults, probably further along in your career or your life. And I don't know what the big issue is as it relates to Christians and Greeks, because listen, I've seen y'all Christians doing stuff that I ain't never seen Greek letter organization people do, and vice versa. But now that we're here, let's talk about, you said you didn't really realize it was a big issue until you became a Greek. I'm not Greek, and I hear it a lot that, I can't be a part of this anymore. I don't do that anymore. I can't go here anymore based off of my religion or my relationship. But like, was your religion or relationship not there when you decided you wanted the organization or wanted to be a part? Like, have you experienced anything or feel as though you can't be Greek and Christian? I think I said gladly Greek and uncompromisingly Christian.
Yeah. And I took a moment I'm a note girl.
Go for it.
So I took a lot of notes in because I called my bishop this morning too, and I was a little bit convicted. I took a moment and my conviction came from just, how do I speak on the discernment of being in my sorority, right? And I give an example. This week was our Founders Day on the 12th, and I was invited out and to with my soror, and I got to the place and I was sitting in my car waiting on her. And when she pulled up, I was like, oh, I'm not going inside, but I'm glad I'm able to see you, because there are certain things that I know for me to continue my path and my walk with God, I can't always align myself with the things that my organization does. That doesn't mean that I don't love my organization, I don't love my sisterhood, I don't love my bond, right?
Is that just your organization, or is that just things that, I don't think it's things that they're doing, it's just things that if I would have invited you, I don't have letters. You
Yeah,
still
would
wouldn't
probably go,
want to
right?
because of where you are in your life. And I think
And
that's where you gotta
I want
be
to
cautious.
Yeah. So what the conversation and what my peers have been saying, because I have a lot of friends who denounce and renounce is the thing, the trend. I call it a trend. And they're denouncing because of the chants, because of the rituals, because of their process, because there is a process, and sometimes it's not, because there's a difference between paper and made, right?
Okay.
So in those processes that they went through, kind of broke their Christian spirit. So sometimes there is a opportunity where you like, okay, well, this didn't work out for me. Well, I didn't have discernment before I even did this ritual. So you have to be connected with who you are and know that God is God, and He will navigate that discernment where, because there's many a times that I was in shop that I said I wasn't doing that. So you just got to know who you are before you go through your process. And I think as you guys created later in life, decided what decision and path that you guys wanted to do, I think you had a lot more time than I did. I was just going through I have a legacy in my family. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to serve. I just knew I wanted to help people. And Singing Gown Road, last created, best design. So why wouldn't I go to the last created and the best design, right? Last will be first and first shall be last. So why wouldn't I, right? So we come across this disagreement that you can't be Christian and you can't be Greek. You can get absolutely, you're just doing the Lord's work in colors.
And I guess my question for as a non-Greek again, I feel like, well, knowing that the process again is led by people. So there are some people's who process may look a little more gory, I guess I will say, but that's based off the person that's leading. Again, that's not a whole representation of the organization, right? That's just like saying some churches you go to and it's gonna be spooky, and they're gonna be talking about stuff that ain't in the Bible, and then some churches you're gonna get actual words. So I don't understand why there's a big breakdown between the two. But I also feel like the biggest thing, and you said it, is you have to thy own self. You gotta know yourself. To thy own self be true. Like you said, there are things that now you don't partake in because of where you are in your life. It doesn't make you love your organization any less. It doesn't make you feel like your organization now is of the devil or not of God. There's just a process that you're in your life that certain things aren't cultivated by you. And that's with family, friends. It's friends. I'm not going to the store because you steal. Like, where I am, I don't want to go to jail type thing. So I don't understand why it's okay for me to make those decisions out of a non-Greek, but in a Greek, I can't make the same decision. It's the same thing wearing a different color.
It's like like earlier when I was having this conviction and talking about this, it's like my bishop said straight out, it's like being in the union. So you're not gonna be a part of that union and get paid because Jesus, whatever you believe in, and does that decipher from getting your paycheck every day? You still doing something. You still gotta go to work every day. You still going into an organization. You work for an organization. You're still doing the same thing. But you take God with you. God is with you in everything you do.
I feel like, because just hearing what you were saying, and you talking about like process being glory, things like that. There's like, you know how there's church hurt? I feel like also Greek hurt as well, where people are, I didn't know they was renouncing out the denouncing. That's crazy, because then it makes me question like what was the point in the first time? Like, but I think a lot of it just has to do with no matter what you do, like even if it's not Greek, if you join, I don't know, a bike club, like there's some things that's gonna happen in the bike club that you're not gonna agree with. If you join, you know, a rec league, the commissioner of the rec league, you may not like that person. That don't mean you're not gonna participate. You just don't like, you know, the person that's running it. So again, I think it goes back to just knowing yourself, being willing to be okay that your ideas or your aspirations may not be what leads the discussion, but it doesn't change who you are, because you got to know you before you go seek something else. How can you show up for somebody else when you're not showing up for yourself? Period. At the end of the day. But you said some rituals or things like that. And maybe because I'm not a full year in, so I'm probably still like naive to all of it. But I can speak for just my experiences being so far in. Like all of my LBs are either all of them in church for the most part. So they're either preachers, musicians, or things like that. So outside of these letters, we connect on that level. So there isn't much that we can't do together that I'm like, oh well, we shouldn't be doing this because we all like serve God together type thing. Um, so it just makes me wonder again, like what was your why behind it? Did you just do it just to and I don't know, just to dance or just to have the colors? Or did you do it because you wanted to be able to service your community? I'll tell you, me personally, I wanted to be able to service my community, but on a greater level. Yeah, I can go feed the homeless, but I can feed more than 5 people if I had 72 other people out here helping me. Like, it's like moving. Like, yeah, I can move the stuff that's in this room, but if I had more people help me, I can do it faster. And I think that's the greatest thing, just being selfless, but also having a heart for others.
And I just think that, every example that I've seen prior to joining Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was always a positive example. And it was never any doubt that, this was whatever people want to say negative about it. This was some type of organization that, was not a God first organization. And so I would never be a part of anything of that magnitude. And so if you know me, you know that I'm not going to be a part of something that is not God-like or about God. So I think it's just up to the individual. There's a lot of bad information, misinformation out here about Greek organizations. And, you have to dive into it to find out about it. You just can't go off of what someone says or what someone, what you see on the internet. You have to trust the person that is giving you the information that has possibly gone through it. And then now you can form your own opinion of that.
And I think that leads us to kind of how it is a level of leadership. I think she said everybody who wears the letters across their chest or down their chest or wherever they wear them is automatically placed into a role of leadership, because now people are looking at you a certain kind of way, and there's a certain expectation, there's a certain way that you carry yourself. And I think with that being said, it gives you the opportunity to spread and share. It sounds like from most of you, it really just depends. Like if you know your stuff going in, then it's certain things that if you won't be a victim to, I guess is what you call it, for lack of better words. But to the young men and women, or even the older men and women, because you can pledge at any age you want to, as long as you have gotten some level of some type of degree, that's some type of collegiate experience. How could you encourage them about joining an organization and being able to carry yourself in a different light or in a different manner to represent not only what you wear, but who you are?
My encouragement would be know yourself first, and know what you want to do within your organization. Have that mindset first, because like I said, there was no SG roles on my campus. And when I tell you I was cool at every other organization, like we was homies, and I was just like, nope, I'll wait, because I knew that in this organization, I will be able to be on a platform where people that's going in the same direction that want to be educators and want to be leaders in this direction, who is set apart. I think women in Sigma Gamma Rho are set apart. And once you keen into knowing who you are and knowing why, my bishop always say, you were saved for something, right? And when you go through a process, it's feel like you sacrifice a lot when you go join an organization. And people leave you, they choose other directions. There's a lot of drive competition and all these things. And it's just know who you are and know your purpose. Once you do that, you can be the greatest alpha, sigma, gamma, rho, kappa, delta. You can be whatever you want to do, as long as you know what you're here for and the goal that you want to accomplish. So that's my advice: is know yourself.
Know your why. Know why you want to do it. Know why it is that you want to be a part of the greatest fraternity in the world. That's why it's fraternity.
Okay.
Girl, y'all heard that?
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
I heard me say,
Oh my
period.
goodness.
The greatest.
Greatest one.
I'm gonna sit back. I don't know.
Know
No
why.
smoke, no.
Know why you want to. Why you want to join any Greek organization, and stay with that. And then me, as being a member of the fraternity, I would model. You would see me and you would say, "Hey, I want to be like him," because he models. Where does he get his mannerism from? Where does he get his where does he get his look from? Where does he get his vocabulary from? Where does he get his his swag from?
So should that be something an inspiring member look for? Like they should see older members or members who are already apart and kind of see themselves in that person.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, like,
I would say so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are mentors.
just ask.
We are
Because there's a
mentors.
lot of people who, I mean, we're talking about leadership. You guys are out loud, right? I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've seen Byron wear Greek gear to church, right? I've seen Bishop Q, who's engineering, preaching in some of his Kappa gear. And when you think about leadership, there's somebody who's gonna be like, well, what's that? Or what you got on? Or what does that mean? Or I want to be like Byron when I grow up. And those are opportunities to not only share, but talk about what the organization is. So a lot of times people, especially back when I was in college, you was interested in an organization solely based off what they look like, right? And not necessarily what they can produce or what they are. And I think that's just the world we live in now. Like the whole you can't be Greek and Christian is a phenomenon. People are denouncing because ain't no God in it, but they the first ones that got a turn up spirit before they leaving church early to go to brunch. But you talking about the divine nine. Like so it's just so many colloquial things that you can do it here, but you can't do it there. You can do it with this color on, but you can't do it with that color on. So I think it's important as men and women in leadership that you do wear your letters, right? And you do stuff. I love to see a fine groomed man in the grocery store, right? And then he turned around, he got on a little,
Mega South
wait a minute, I'm not gonna say
We got Mega South Five.
it's got real in here.
Got an alpha shirt. Got you.
We gonna call all of them.
What side you on?
Down to the ear, right? But the thing turn around to me, it does something to me because what people don't realize is a lot of these organizations were created because there were no space for Black and brown women and men, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So to see a man carrying himself, I mean, I don't do the girl thing. Y'all be cute too, no shade. But to see a man, for me, it's like, oh, okay. Especially because when there are little boys that want to know, his pants are pulled up, he smells good, he's groomed well. That's what stuff like that does for me. Yeah, if you could be a pastor, it doesn't matter. Are you carrying yourself in a way where the community can look at you and look up to you and want to be like you? Like it used to be a time when little boys would look at men and be like, "Daddy, I want to be like you when I grow up." Like, but the dad got removed from the home type thing. That's another conversation for another day.
Absolutely.
But those are the things that I feel like when you talk about men and women in Greek letters and leadership, that we need to see. So if you guys aren't wearing your letters, please wear them more because our young people, I mean, I feel like now I'm seeing a lot more pledging going on, but it was a little dry out to me for people around my age for a little second. Lines weren't as big, people weren't as interested. But now when I go back in high schools and I'm doing work, you see more letters and more kids talk about it and want to know what it is. But like, I don't remember that conversation when I was in school at all. And I went to one of the finest schools. on the south side of Chicago. D Kenwood Academy. I'm just get you some water, baby. Get you some water. No,
Wow.
we were gun ho focused on really like education, right? So it wasn't so much about what else happens on campus when you go to college. And I see that more, but just kind of back to the
Well,
whole
Jazz,
question.
before you move forward, we also got to think about what are we as a community putting out there about college, right? A lot of people now, entrepreneurship is way bigger than going to college. So we have to bridge the gap between both because eventually that education you need for your entrepreneurship, you're going to need it eventually, right? So I think we should know that you can do both. I think two things can be true at the same time. And one of those things is promoting education, but also saying that you can be an entrepreneur, you can go to trade school, and you can still wear these letters. So making that known to our youth and adolescents that you can do more than what you see in the box. And we as leaders and as community advocates, we need to talk about it. And I appreciate platforms like this so that we can share the information that we have and what we want to do with it so that somebody can ask the question, not just can I be a part of your organization, but what must I do to be saved? Because I see the God in you and do the things that you're doing within your organization.
Yes.
And I think it still goes back to you have to know yourself because again, if I come to you as a non-Greek and I'm like, hey Kiki, blah blah blah. The first question is, oh yeah, girl, because thinking blah blah blah. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, what was the first question you asked me? Let's talk about that. Well, what I typically do is, you know what I'm saying? It opens that door for salvation, for prayer, for all of that. But it also opens the door for sisterhood, for friendship. Like, I don't know why y'all so deep. Why y'all think y'all can't have friends and sisters? Like,
and I put some text up for that because
we like the scripture.
Yeah, because my question to myself was, well, what does sisterhood look like in scripture? So if you take a look back and tune in to Let's Talk About It, we talked about relationships. So I'm just going to throw that little plug in there. Shameless plug. It's about Ruth and Naomi. They were sisters. She and Naomi, Ruth was like, I go where you go. I do what you do. My God is your God, right? So when we think about sisterhood and when I think about my sorority and my sisterhood, I will do what they do sometimes, right? And I'll go depending on let me go back in reverse. Even in sisterhood, you're gonna have cliques.
Yeah.
You're gonna have people that are equally yoked to you, and then there are others that you have to teach. Because we are a part of this one organization, so we're not leaving nobody out. All sisters come together, right? So, but for that, you will have these cliques and these relationships you build within your organization where I will go where they go. I will do what they do. And their God is my God. So you have to think about those relations, like compare and contrast. Like if it's in scripture, you can have sisterhood, right? So you have Naomi and Ruth. You have Deborah and the women of Israel that joins together in community. You have ministry circles that Tabitha, I think that's the name. Tabitha, I think that's the name in the scripture. Help me out. Acts 9 and 36 and 41. I think it's Tabitha, right? And she made garments. She served the poor. Worked as a community group. Gathered regular and do good work, right? But she did it in a circle of women. So there is proof that sisterhood means something as we matriculate through our Christianity and through our collegiate experience. It's not separated. It's one thing. You're serving. And that's just my opinion. Other people, y'all can cut me up on the internet if you want to, but I believe.
Talk your talk.
But I mean, I think that's good too because it shows like we keep having this debate or this conversation of whether or not you can or you can't be Greek and Christian, but it's obviously that you can. Again, I think last time we talked about these are just letters. They have meaning behind them. When I put them on, I put meaning on them. I put, I don't know nobody, they put meaning on them. I ain't trying to get beat up because I fight back. Hello. But they put meaning on them. You put meaning on when you put them on. So it's like, we've seen random people who don't belong to an organization who didn't got the shirt out of the thrift store, put it on, and it means nothing because it's nothing to them. It's nothing
It means
for
a
them.
lot behind the scenes.
I mean, I know it's a problem,
Y'all,
but I mean,
y'all gotta stop doing that.
I agree.
Out of purpose.
Just go ahead and put it somewhere else. But it has no functionality because it doesn't belong to them. But when you put it on a person who walks in and who's been through it, it means more, it says more because they're actually walking the walk and talking the walk, talking the talk.
Can I jump in real quick? Two things. So I would say I learned so much about the do's and the don'ts during my process that what you spoke of now is just like whoever did it, like how did you get that far? Like what possessed you or whatever that made you say like that was okay? Because like your journey to become an alpha, Sigma Gamma Rho, aka Delta, Kappa, Q, is supposed to mold you to be better than, you know, the standard type thing. Like you want to go beyond that. So I think for me, that was the most intellectual part of my process, was just sitting there and learning like, oh, so you mean I'm not supposed to just pass this shirt down to my brother because it don't fit me no more? Like there's more to it type thing. To the fact, like, I even wonder, like, what's the difference between me wearing this shirt with an alpha on it versus me wearing a shirt with a cross on it? Like, at the end of the day, a person that's a non-believer can wear a shirt with a cross on it and we won't say nothing about it. We just assume that, oh, they good, but you don't know what they just did an hour ago, but because they got the cross on you, oh, we good. So my question is like, why is there so much issue with me wearing my letters versus like this? It's just like I honestly I don't get the hate behind it because it's really not a bad thing. Like we like to have fun, yeah. We like to praise God, yeah. We like to serve the community, yeah. We have our tension between one another, yes. But at the end of the day, like we're still human. It doesn't make us any different. So I don't know. Again, I could be naive to the situation, but it's so crazy to me. So the vets down there, y'all help me out. Issue is
You done an amazing job.
I think there's more love for Greek life than there is hate.
Okay.
I think that you have more people that enjoy Greek life than people that don't enjoy Greek life. There are a few bad apples in everything. Everybody doesn't. People don't enjoy going to church. People don't enjoy going to Masonic chapter meetings, or and people don't enjoy a lot of things in life. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The three of us are sitting up here. We've all went through those processes, and look what type of persons we are. And we're all still God-fearing people, and we love the Lord. So
let me hear you say it. Do you love the Lord?
I love the Lord.
Do you love?
I love the Lord.
Absolutely love the Lord.
I love the Lord.
But I do want to add to this conversation because I have to be transparent and honest. Like doing as different as you guys, I started in undergrad. There was so much temptation, where a lot of times God wasn't present while I was strolling and shaking that monkey, right? I say that to say that you grow. Yeah. Like your life experiences and the things that you do, whether you're in an organization or not, it grows you closer. You're gonna experience all the fruits of the spirit, and part of that is long suffering. And long suffering comes with getting to know who you are. So I knew who I was when I joined the Sigma Gamma Rho, but I became something even better after. Yeah. So you got to know that version of yourself too. So as you continue the journey, you gonna start off shaking that monkey, but you now look at Kiki now. She in the pulpit, right? So you have to know that you're gonna grow, and where God has planned for you, it is for you. No matter what letter or organization you represent, God has a plan. Yeah. And we are ministers in our own organization, because that brother gonna call you and need prayer. That sister gonna call you and need prayer. So you have to be an example in everything you do. Jesus hung out with hoes too. He did. So that's the part that people really miss. That's gonna have to be a conversation. Yeah, that's a whole different topic for another day. Right? Yeah, but he was so you gotta be. Wasn't. So you have to be in. You gotta know that ministry is beyond. Beyond.
Yes.
can be. And I think too, and I'm gonna give y'all the last question, and we're gonna head out of here. I think too, I mean, I went to college, so I am not unfamiliar with Greek life and being around Greek life and being at the parties and stuff. But even now, when I go to someone crossing, you see the younger SG Rose shaking the monkey till the monkey fall off the tree, right? But then you also see the ones who have matured. The monkey don't shake as hard, right? But it's a different level of class that comes with maturity and age, period. I've been to some probates for Alpha Kappa Alpha, and I see the younger girls who come in and they stroll, right? And then I see some of the seasoned saints. They're a little more, they do the little walk one, they just a little chill. Like it's a difference, but it's also like now I can line dance, and there's some line dance I'm sit down because I'm a little old and a little fluffy, like I'm tired. So I'm not just gonna do it. So I think it comes with maturity. When you first cross, you're gonna flip over backwards and touch toe and probably wear a piece of Perry every day. And then when you get older, you're gonna have to blow it off a little bit, and show up when it's necessary. So I just think we need to, as believers, relax. Literally. So many other things that are going on in the world that we can be talking about, that we can be focused on when we have Black and brown fraternities and sororities of the Divine Nine doing the work.
Yes.
That's my thing. As long as you wearing the letters and doing the work, I could care less. And I think that's how we should feel as believers. Wear the letters and do the work. Opposed to just
Amen.
That's the biggest thing.
Amen. I want to piggyback off of my alpha brother right here. You said there's Greek hurt and then you church hurt. So it's church folks hurt and church Greek folks hurt.
Yeah.
Because my organization didn't hurt me. It was the people that was running it.
It's true.
So we make my bishop always say you make it plain and make it clear. So I don't want you to think the church ever hurt people. It's the people within it that do the hurting. So what I have experienced and what I have known from my peers who denounce their letters, and when I say renounce, they renounce in Christianity is what they're doing, right? As I seen her go through that process, she did it publicly too. So no matter if it's you a Christian Greek, you are still talking bad about this. Well, why you drop your? Let's let God do the things that He needs to do for those individuals. So as we on podcasts and we're sharing our letters and we're Christians and we're leaders, that's amazing and great. But those same people who denounce their letters, they're still leaders. That God just pushing them in a different path to lead differently in the way that they need to walk, because like we said, in the whole concept is know who you are in the beginning. They probably didn't know who they are when they started. So now they're transitioning. God is showing them, oh, you was always this. So that leadership and that style is going to look different. So I always say labor in love and be gracious to what experience that people go through, and be a little more empathetic, because their stories don't look like ours. They can't say that, oh, Kiki been in there 10 years and they only had a year's worth of experience, and those Greek people hurt them, right? And they couldn't heal from that. And that goes back to, I'm always mental health. That goes to mental health, and always knowing like what is the capacity I can handle when it comes to organization, because just like ministry is work. It's work.
Which comes to our last question. If you haven't already done so, please share, comment, and let us know your thoughts. But the last question I do have before we get out of here is, how are you showing up beyond the pew, beyond your letters? What are you doing to kind of infiltrate all of these qualities and characteristics that you've gained from your organization as well as from ministry, and showing up for these people, for the people?
I would say for me, the work I do, that is noticed before you realize I'm an alpha. Like at work, one of my supervisors is a Kappa, another one of my coworkers is a Q. Like I got in and I started, doing the work and things, and it wasn't until I put my letters on, they was like, "Oh, you an alpha." I didn't know that, so I'm like, yeah, like it's not something that I'm gonna like, oh, like no, like I'm an alpha or whatever, but that doesn't change who I am. So I put the work first, and I just wear this just to. It's almost like support type thing, like to remind me when I feel low energy. Like no, like it's people that paved the way for me type thing. So I keep going.
I love how you put that.
Yeah.
How are y'all showing up beyond the pew?
Um, that just recently happened to me too, of like just working. So I'm a mental health response lead for the South Side in North Lawndale. And I'm making FACs, which is family cohorts, to build resources for individuals who face shootings and gun violence and things of that nature. And I was just doing the work. And Founders Day week, I want to put on the apparel, represent. Right. So that's like, I didn't know. And I have employees and coworkers that are Zetas and Alphas and all these things. And they were like, oh, I didn't even know. I was like, but you knew my work. Like, you knew what I did. So I love how you put that. But beyond the pew, I feel like what I'm doing in my leadership, I'm always going to shout out the Kingdom Kids. Like, this is a new ministry at New Gideon. And that work is to provide mental health services to youth and adolescents within the church and letting them know that you can still be a kid and serve God. You can still be not in the world, but not of it, and still worship God and have a platform. Like, if you can dance at this party, you can dance in my sanctuary. If you can sing in this club, you can sing in our church as well. So bridging the gaps between come find out. So I guess my beyond the pews, my job, being in mental health, if you go on that west side of Chicago, they're gonna be like, Kiki, pray for me. So just showing up. And I think that's the key thing, is show up authentically, be transparent as possible, and lead with labor of love. Like, do it in love. So that's how I'm showing up beyond the pew.
And so for me, just keeping God first, number one, first place. And my family. My family is an extension of my immediate family, and where I spend most of my time at is at work. So they are my family as well, and so and then my community. And so if I can be that centerpiece for everyone to just maintain that sanity, be that calming influence that people need at times, especially in critical times. We're living in a critical world at this time. A lot of things are happening, a lot of moving parts. If I can be a voice of reason, or if I can pray with you, if I can be a shoulder to lean on, if I can be a ear to listen, I try to be that within myself. And if I can't be that, then I can get you somewhere where someone can, I can be that resource to you to get you to that particular individual thing that you need.
Absolutely.
So,
and I think that's what it's really about. Here on Beyond the Pew, we really just want to make the known fact that we're showing up outside of the church. And part of showing up outside of the church is showing up with your letters, right? In these different organizations. I know during the holidays, y'all are everywhere after the holidays. It's different mentorships. I see when my kids and stuff go back to the schools, y'all are there, high-fiving and shaking hands and being teachers and principals and things of that nature. So we really just want to provide that platform when we're showing up beyond the pew. It's more than just the church and the four walls. We've been graced now with the ability to step outside of the church. At one point, as Black and brown people, we could not step outside of the church because you had the fear of losing your life or the fear of getting hurt. But now we have the opportunity to step beyond the pew. So we're super excited about that. I don't want to get kicked off beyond the pew. So it's only right that I shout out Bishop Q on today, who's also celebrating his 6 years in, what's the name again? No, I'm just kidding. Celebrating 6 years. Oh, you're right. So for his whole line, happy 6th year anniversary to all of you. He is engineering. He's in the building. He'll be back with us, I believe, the week after next. So happy anniversary to them. What else we got going on? Let's talk about some of the stuff that's up and coming.
I think that's my flyer. Yep. So Sunday is Survival Sunday. My bishop thought about this as we continue to talk about mental health and bringing mental health into our congregation. Is what have you survived? That could be domestic violence, sexual abuse, addiction, whatever you have survived. What did God save you for? So this is our Victory and Peace service. Is Sunday, located at New Guinea Missionary Baptist Church, 2025 East 79th Street, Chicago, Illinois 60619, where our bishop is Bishop O.C. Dockery.
Out of control. Not
Out of control. And this is our blowout service. This is where our youth and adolescents get to shine. And this is our blowout Sunday, which is November 30th. What are you saved for? So we have a Christian showcase. So we have poets, dancers, we have a keynote speaker, which is Trinity, who you see me on Let's Talk About It with, a young minister in the making. She is amazing. She is on the move to build the kingdom of God. So that is also located at New Guinea Missionary Baptist Church on November 30th.
And when is Let's Talk About It?
Mondays at 6 p.m.
Okay. Which is another show here on WVTC. So what you should be doing, if you already not doing it, is follow WVTC. There's a lot of amazing shows and a lot of good work that's going on here at WVTC. So make sure that you're following so you don't miss it. But Byron, go ahead and tell us about Anchor 11.
All right, what's going on? So Anchor 11, DJ and photo booth. Christmas holiday season around the corner. So if you're looking for somebody who can set the atmosphere for you, whether it be a Christmas party, a church party, I'm your guy. But more importantly, I know it's far-fetched, but I'll just throw the date out there. April 11th, Mimi Lander chapter is having our Black and Gold Gala, which is big on scholarships. All of us, in a way, have our own way of giving scholarships. So, but if you're looking for more information about that, you can follow us on social media at Mimi Lander chapter Alpha Phi Alpha, and get those details. So yeah.
Do you got the shopping with a Kappa? Okay. So we are a part of the Million Baptist District Association, Chicago and vicinities. We have our fifth Sunday fellowship, and it is off the chain every fifth Sunday. Y'all know I love quick, good church. Okay, we start at 2 and we done. Okay, we get in.
Get it and go.
But we go in, we have a really good time. So on this fifth Sunday, the last fifth Sunday of the year, we invite you to come out and worship with us on Sunday, November 30th at 2 p.m., where the keynote speaker is my pastor.
Oh, yeah.
The pastor, Anthony David O'Neill. And it will be at beautiful Zion, 1406 West 64th Street, where the pastor is also Kappa brother. Right?
Yeah.
Reverend.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
This is
He
crazy.
Reverend Ricky Dixon is the host pastor. Oh, now this will keep popping up everywhere.
Wow.
Is the host pastor, but the main Baptist district is actually 10 churches. 10 churches deep now. And I really appreciate the fellowship. So it's just another opportunity for us to come together and be together. I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. It has just been a pleasure just talking to some of my bros. Okay. It's just been a pleasure to kind of out some of the conversation and the questions. Again, sometimes things become big because they're untalked about, right? Mm-hmm. Or issues. It's almost like if you got out with your friend, it'd be so big, and then when you finally talk about it, it'd be like, wait, why was we mad at each other? Mm-hmm. And that's some of the same thing that happens with that conversation. So I'm glad that here on Beyond the Pew, we're able to have authentic conversations. So yeah, the shopping with the Kappa. Would you like to do this?
I would
go for it. Go for it.
All right. So the Chicago Heights Alumni Foundation, the Chicago Heights Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, presents their 7th annual Shopping with a Kappa event, which will be Saturday, December 6, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Walmart Superstore, located at 21000 Western Avenue in Olympia Fields. Donations are being made via Zelle. You can reach out via Zelle to CHAF scholarships@gmail.com, all one word. And please put SWAK, which stands for Shopping with a Kappa, in the subject line, please. Donations are greatly appreciated.
This is what it means to show up beyond the pew. You joining different organizations and being a part of different things and platforms where you can show up beyond just praying and worshiping within the four walls, but actually being in the community and making a difference. I hope somebody,
Even though we talk a lot of smack.
They do sometimes.
We
get
feel
along. Oh, it's friendly banter.
It's that one cousin don't act.
We all relate.
All right, that's it.
I'm just here. They just invited me to the party. But no, we thank you guys for tuning in to Beyond the Pew, where we have real life, real talk, real face, and real conversations. We will be back on Saturdays, 3 p.m. So make sure that you're following so you do not miss your moment to have a real conversation, real life, real talk here on Beyond the Pew. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming out, and we will see y'all next week.
Into what God is doing. But I was brought up in the old church. And I'm gonna jog your memory right quick and see if you're all right. Song just says, for God so loved the world.